Is this a group or what? This is a kind of, not a band like the Beatles. The member is fixed, and they always play together in 10 years.
Samir, you're now an honorary member. Maybe we're the sort of the fifth Beatle, as it were.
Don't want to add anything on those comments already made, but is this a group or what? You know, this is a kind of, not a band like the Beatles. You know, the member is fixed, and they always play together in 10 years. But this is more like a more kind of soft group, so that even within the Beatles, Paul McCartney can release the album by solo, and maybe, you know. So those are the things, you know, that could be a band, but everybody is really one have a relation with, you know, that other band, other musicians. So as for ASEAN, we have a 50th anniversary for ASEAN. So and that information we can share with four of us here, so that any idea relating to that could be I can absorb from those three friends here. So those are the situations we are facing, and it's very nice to talk all these issues surrounding the area, because we have a trust between four of us, and the trust for, like I said at the beginning, the same values and same values such as democracy, freedom, and everything. So without worrying about those big conditions, we can really freely talk within this and communicate. So that's the only things that I would like to add.
We really look at this as variable geometry, which is to say there are different collections of countries, some in formal alliances, some in looser partnerships, some working together on a bilateral basis, some in slightly larger groupings. And the idea really is to make sure that we're fit for purpose for any particular challenge. And so it may be that the Quad can focus on certain things where the particular attributes of our countries brought together make sense. There are other places where different groupings of countries, whether in existing alliances or new partnerships that we form, make the most sense because it addresses the particular interests or particular attributes that those countries can bring to the table. So I think you have to think of it that way. This is not a rigid thing. And that's, I think, the mindset that the four of us have. Although now maybe it's the five of us. I think, Samir, you're now an honorary member. Maybe we're the sort of the fifth Beatle, as it were. So that's the approach that we're taking.
My sense is that the interest in the Quad, the enthusiasm for it, the willingness to work with it are growing. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, you know, the Quad is the Quad. The Beatles didn't take, they did keep Pete Best out.
Correct.
So the serious point is that when we look at what can we do, and I'm again using maritime security as the easiest example, that there was a time, after 2004, when we all worked together, we understood the value of what today we call the LEMOA. That, the moment we get logistics access to each other, that somewhere our ability to operate actually multiplies. And in the initial years, it was difficult. So when we talk about a changing world, among the changes is we ourselves have changed. Our attitude towards the world has changed, our understanding and comfort levels with each other has also changed.